All ball TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Fabian perspective. Knicks rehab. Tough one. You heard the intro. Like, comment, subscribe. Please join us. If you're on a desktop, you could join us. The All Ball family. Tough one, man. Game 5. Game 6, excuse me. The Knicks lose to the Indiana Pacers in game 6. 116-103. It's tough, man. Jalen Brunson scores 31 points, of course. Siakam had 25. There's a lot going on. Nobody had double-digit rebounds on either side. Indiana won the rebounding edge, and I want to go through each game and check the rebounding numbers. More than likely, whoever won the rebounding numbers, they won the game, right? Tough game though. 47-35. Indiana won the rebounding edge there. 35 assists to 20 from the Pacers. That makes a lot of sense, especially the way Brunson did not get the ball around, did not get the ball out of his hands fast enough. Indiana shot 53%, almost 54% to the Knicks 44%. And then you have 38% from three. The Knicks shot to 34%. Indiana shot, and they were dead even with the free throw percentage. Hartenstein led us with an assist with 6. Halliburton had 9. And Halliburton I think he was containing himself as much as possible. To be honest, he showed some damn maturity for once. I was a Halliburton guy. I think he shows the potential to be a leading guard in this era. And there was too much, obviously, a lot of showing off with him throughout the whole playoffs. But yesterday he was like had to hold himself back from calling McBride short. Oh, in the mix. Are we live?
Big Flea. Never the little one. What up?
Yeah, man. GM's in the Land Empire. What's going on? Jason Fuentes. What's up, homies?
What's good, Jason?
McBride had him on Smash. Yeah, McBride tends to he's physical with Halliburton. Again, Halliburton's light in the ass. That's his biggest issue. But he still was like, like when Venom took over Spider-Man, that's what Halliburton looks like when he tries to show off and gloat and then he had to hold back on it because he's learning now. I think he's watching across the court. There's a guy who knows how to do it, get it done. He's been knowing how to get it done. And the Knicks we're gonna start back with them. I know Flea wanted to talk about that when he gets back on in a second. You could tell from the outset, I think the two things that stand out with the Knicks are gonna be the way Hartenstein plays, his effort, and then his you can tell with the rebounding, but it's more or less how just he's not when Hartenstein doesn't produce, you can tell it's the rebounding and the effort, the block shots and stuff. I think he's tired as well, but it's still there was a big difference between Hartenstein in Game 5 and Game 6, huge difference, and it goes back to what the whole team, Flea. But when I look at those two guys, Hartenstein and Brunson, I could tell how you say the first 5 minutes is your barometer of a game. Those first 5 minutes, you want to see what happens. For me, I think after the first 5 minutes wears off, because usually there's a kind of energy in the building that is like, I don't know where this is going. And that's how I felt yesterday. I didn't see Hartenstein show up. And then I saw Brunson his first 2 shots and then just go cold after that. And I'm like, what the hell? So for
We've
me,
never seen him miss 11 straight shots. It's never happened. It's just never happened. Like as weird of a stat as that is, but it's never happened. And so when you see something like that happening, I don't know, man. We just look like a different team in that building for 3 games. We look like a different team in that building.
Even
I,
game three, I thought game three we looked amazing.
I but I thought we made some mental mistakes down the stretch that I don't think that we make quite often. I
I
think a
think we
lot of
tired. Game three was too winnable. Like if OG's there, forget about it.
listen, man, we here now. It's game 7. We're here now. We're here now. But game 6, we're not supposed to lay an egg like that. You can't lay an egg like that. We didn't guard anybody. We didn't protect the paint. We didn't rebound the basketball. We didn't play with any toughness, any energy. We got outplayed. And that's like even the blowout when we lost bad in game 4. I wasn't even as upset as I am about last night's loss. Last night's performance, I think, in a position where you can close a team out and put your foot on their neck, that is not how you perform. It's just not how you perform, Fabian. I don't. We could get into the minutia of the whole shit. We could dissect everything you want to do, bro. But at the end of the day, how you slice it, man, you can't come out like that and perform like that. No way.
I,
62 points in the paint, for them.
I'm gonna agree with you here because even with game three, we had Brunson hurt and it was like a shock, right? And then game four, it was like, okay, it's a blowout, but we knew Brunson was hurt. There's no excuse now. Like there's no excuse for the lack of effort. Game five, like it's a big difference for me between Hartenstein in the paint and game six in the paint. He had I think eight rebounds. Nobody had double digit rebounds. Hart was
7
hurt.
rebounds. He has 7 rebounds and like 5 or 6 assists or something like that.
He led us in assists. But I think, before we get to Brunson, because I think we know the thing with Brunson. Hartenstein is going to be overlooked, and it's tough because he's not supposed to be in this position. This is the most minutes he's ever averaged in his life. 25 minutes a game. He used to average, I think it was 18 or 19
But
for
we
the
got to
season.
be fair, bro, because we
Yeah,
pat Hartenstein on the back when the time is right. When you go get 17 rebounds and you're one of the best players on the floor in game 5, we're jumping out the window for him. When he, down the stretch of the season, when he replaces Mitch and plays himself into a big contract, we praise him. And so, like we can't
but
have it. But
what I'm saying is that maybe this is why he's not gonna get the or not Mitch money, but he's not a starter for that reason. He hasn't been a starter because this is on and off. If he averaged 12, 14 rebounds a game, he doesn't average that. Even in 25 minutes, it's not like I could look up what is the per 100, whatever the stat is.
per
I don't
36
think
minutes, per 36, or per
for
100
36.
or per 100 possessions.
Yeah,
Per
I don't.
36 is probably better.
So I don't think that's the reason why. Like, and again, we could go back to that later with the whole Tibbs thing and the minutes and everything. It's not like no matter what anybody says, he got the most out of each player. This is what we're gonna get to these guys in a second. Respond to them. This is why it's tough for people to talk about the Knicks like this, and they're being maximized beyond maximized. They're overachieving.
Overachieving with what we have. And I think that is the complete reality of the situation. If we want to be really honest with ourselves as Knicks fans, I'm happy we're in a position. Game 7, with the opportunity to go to the conference finals with what we have, what we've been, able to overcome. Sign me up. Sign me up. As upset as I was about last night's performance, sign me up, man. Game 7 in the Garden at the crib. If the series goes the way it's been going, you know what I'm saying? It says that we're gonna get a win at the Garden and strap our boots up, get ready for Boston. So, I you know who I am, Fabi. I tend to look at things and try to be as optimistic as possible, but I do want us to stay in today and understand last night was a golden opportunity to to close out the series, and we didn't do that.
But I'm pretty sure somebody, because I think everything as fans that we think of, they have to be thinking also, and of course they got to exercise all these demons. That's a part of being a player, right? Like, you know better than me. Before you step on the court, you can't have certain thoughts in your head, while you're on the court, you can have certain thoughts in your head. But there's no way they didn't think what Flea thought when you hit it on the damn nail. When you say the Pacers are 5-1 at home, Fabian. What the hell are you talking
Five
about?
and 0. They haven't lost at the crib. In the playoffs, they haven't lost a game, bro.
Or they played only 2 games in the first round at home.
Yeah, they haven't lost. Go check. They haven't lost a game at home this playoffs.
So, but you went into it saying that like this is a different team, and I sold them out. I took Rick Carlisle as throwing in the towel after Game 5 after his press conference. Maybe he repeated that same sentiment to his whole team, saying, "Bro, we are soft out here. What are you doing?" Because it was different from Game 1 when he was complaining with the refs. This is after Game 5 at the Garden. He goes, "Yo, we can't win games like this. We got out rebounded, out toughed, out everything."
Yeah,
And I should have known better because the center Turner repeated the same thing. Yo, they were way tougher than us, man. So if they got the message and they
he was
repeated what you
hanging.
said, man.
He was hanging all over the rim in Game 6. Every time I saw him, he was monkey dunking all over the rim. Like they were tougher than us in Game 6. They were after loose balls. Those 50-50 balls, Indiana got to all of them. Those offensive rebounds, they got all extra possessions or for missed shots. They were better. You can say what you want about the stats. You go look at the box score, or you want at the counting numbers. At the end of the day, we didn't play well. Jalen Brunson did not play well. He was not good.
So let's get to that. He didn't play well, and particularly he didn't play well in the first half because we were like, I don't care about that second half. That first half is when McBride and these guys showed up, and you were supposed to do better than that. What about Brunson in the first half stood out to you that was like, nah, man, I don't like that performance. Besides, obviously missing 11 in a row.
I thought a lot of those shots was makeable shots. I thought he had a lot of missed opportunities. He got to the free throw line. He missed some free throws. We missed 8 free throws last night, and 2 of them came from him in the first half on back-to-back misses. Right? Like I just thought he didn't capitalize on a golden opportunity to really like continue to solidify himself as a superstar in this league. I mean, now you have the biggest opportunity, Game 7 in the Garden. Go out there, put on a great performance, and take us into the next round of the playoffs. But presently in Game 6, I thought in the first half he was getting production from a lot of different guys. Right before Josh Hart got hurt, I thought DiVincenzo was playing well. Deuce was playing out of his mind. Everything he put up was taken out of the net. Right, like he was playing really well. I thought we kept it close too. We got down 9 at one point and came back. Right, so again, a lot of missed opportunities. What was really, really discouraging is that they had 62 points in the paint, Fabian. 62 points. And we had something like 29 or something. We didn't attack them. We did not attack them. We did not put pressure on them in Game 6. And I think that's what it comes down to.
I think for Brunson in particular, we know, we know what kind of game it's gonna be when he's forcing not just his shots, but just when it's full court press. By the time you cross half court, it's already at 16 seconds. They double you up. Now it's another 2-3 seconds off the clock. It's like, okay, it's the same game plan by every team, bro. You should know by now. Don't bring the ball up. But it's been times where he goes, oh, we're doing this, and he gives up to Josh Hart immediately. He knows you're gonna cross half court. We're gonna have 18 seconds on the clock instead of 16, and they're not gonna double you. Now I can get down to the court, and everything just falls into place after that. And of course, I would think, going back to your point, that's why I brought up the Indiana being at home, Hartenstein being a role player, not really a starter, because these are the guys that step up at home. On the road, this is what happens to them.
It's hard to
I
find.
gotta look up Hartenstein's splits too. I want to look that up real quick because he played right into that. Just like the Pacers role players played right into that at the Garden. Also, if I get back to the same thing related to Brunson, Nimhard is the light skinned kid, right?
Correct.
He played way tougher.
He was amazing from the from jump ball. From jump ball. In the first 2 or 3 minutes, he had 6 points. Right? He was very aggressive in trying to, put himself out there, like, because these kids hear everything. These kids, they're men, excuse me. These guys hear everything. You know what I'm saying? They hear everything. So I'm sure he heard that he was getting his ass kicked by Jalen Brunson. And so he wanted to make, put a statement out there and let him know, like, I'm here. We at the crib. So I got the crowd behind me, right? So I'm more comfortable. Let me, jump out early and let y'all know I'm here. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, I, defensively to me, he stood out.
100%. I thought he was tougher, but I
But
thought I thought I thought they gave Jalen Brunson a healthy look of different guys. He didn't consistently have, like, you saw Nemhart, then you saw Naismith, then you saw TJ McConnell. You even saw Siakam jump out there a couple times. Like, he saw a bunch of different looks, and I think that was the adjustment that Carlisle made. Obviously, they had to play tougher, which they did. But that adjustment that he made, where he didn't give him a healthy dose of one guy, he threw a lot of different guys at him and a lot of different possessions. Brunson couldn't get comfortable on getting in his bag. Or I got Naismith on me for the next 5-6 minutes. I'm gonna go. I know what I need. I know what to get. He had different looks at him, and I thought that really frustrated him. In terms of getting into his bag early in the game. You know what I'm saying? Second half, he got comfortable. He saw the ball go through the net a couple times, and now, he's in a rhythm. But by that time, we had, we didn't have no wind behind our sail, right? A lot of guys, obviously, Hart was hurt, and then a lot of guys just didn't have it. They just didn't have it. Ain't no way other to break it down. They just didn't have it.
but when a guy like Nemhard gets the message and then he acts on the message, because we always talk about IQ. That to me is
Right.
high IQ.
Right.
Because knowing is one thing.
Mhm.
We talk about pre-production, we talk about what we want to do on the show and everything like that. Yeah, we could talk. That sounds good before the show.
Right.
Let's see what happens. We know our chemistry. I'm getting tip the ball off, man. Give me the rock.
Let's go. Yeah, let's get it rolling.
But if there's things that we go, hey Fabe, stop interrupting me, man. And we don't talk like that, but we've never said that before. But if it's like, yo, I'm trying to make a point. If these things were spoken about and we continue to do them, it's like, bro, didn't we just talk about this?
Right.
That's low IQ to me. You're not listening. And by listening has everything to do with action. Action.
It has to
Not,
translate.
oh, yeah.
It has to translate.
Heard you, Flea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me. Word, Flavian, you heard me?
Yeah.
So Nemhard heard all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. Because we were going crazy on him. And it was the way Brunson tried his maneuver. He just took the shoulder block like nothing. Like, I already see your moves. You're going to try to go left on me, drive left, and you bump into me, you got to go back. It's almost like he was really watching him, and he knew if Brunson lets up on that dribble, he's stopping, and he's only, where can he go? He has to pump fake. He's only yay high. He has to give that ball up or take a bad shot. And I think, I know it's, I don't want to just put it all on them hard, but that was indicative to the whole pace of defense to me. Everything else after that fell into place. If that guy's playing up, now you got TJ McConnell, it was a domino effect because Halliburton really, again, they showed out that it wasn't him. That was the team that really won that game.
Yeah, I think that was a collective. I think that was a collective Pacer effort in Game 6. They really came together as a team and said, "We're not going out like that. We're gonna get a win at the crib and take our chances in the Garden and see what we got." Because you got to understand from their perspective too. They're a young team. They don't have much to lose, right? It's two teams going at this that really don't have much to lose, right? Don't have much expectation, right? The only team that has supreme expectation is the team that we're about to play next, right? Whoever gets out this round is going to play next. Boston has the expectation. So, it's crazy how both teams is playing with house money. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Knicks lose, and I'm not foreseeing that. I think we're gonna come out on Sunday and get a W. But if in fact we don't win, we go into this summer feeling really good about ourselves. Really good about, there's disappointment in how the season ends, of course. But we go into this summer feeling really good about ourselves. Like, guys, if we are 100% healthy, we are dog walking a lot of the teams that thought that they could compete with us. Indiana, if we're fully healthy, we sweep Indiana. Get them.
Fully,
Indiana,
fully.
fully healthy. Jules,
We don't need
OG, Mitch,
no you Flea. You know how I feel.
Bogey, they're
We-
done. Fork. Get them out of here.
All we needed was one of those guys. You know this, Flea. There's no way they don't win game 3 if we got OG out there. And then game 4 is up in the air. But game 5, they're done. Like that's what I was saying from the beginning of the series. Come on, man. We know their flaws. We know their flaws. This is not that it's easy money, but we know. I think we just know the game plan. Hey, God, Shamgar 401, great name and all, but keep that energy. No, that's not this one. This one. Honestly, I respect what Brunson is doing, but it reminds me of Lynn's sanity. It's not sustainable. I think with a
Insanity
true
was
number
2
one option,
weeks.
I think with a true
Yo,
number one,
God,
no,
Shamgar,
let me,
respectfully, bro. That was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks. I know it felt like an eternity, my brother. I know it did.
he loves us.
We love you out. We love you too, my brother. I'm just telling you, like, I know, because in the moment, it felt good. It was like, oh shit, this feels good. But I promise you, when that Miami game came, you realize, like, oh shit, that was only about 10 games or so. That was a moment, y'all. We love Jeremy Lin. That was great for us, but that was
He
only a
said 6
moment.
months. Get out of here.
No, it was
6
2
months.
weeks.
Oh look, they may have been torturing us for 6 months after we brought up the insanity thing, but hold
Yo,
up,
that was
Travis Lucas, all ball family member. No
yes,
matter
sir.
what, we good.
Trav,
No matter what, we're good. We're built for this. Now go get it done. Eastern Conference
sir.
Finals. We need to be physical and aggressive from the start to end and make free throws.
Travis, thank you. Free throws. Free
Shout out to
throws.
all ball. All ball's been saying that. Like, even though, because I try to give credit out to everybody, and it sounds like I'm just ishing on Tibbs, but he's been stressing that from the beginning. Free throws.
Free throws.
Come on, man.
Free throws. They're
And you
free.
and you earned them.
Uncontested shots. Uncontested.
Let's get to the mix, man. We got to get to these injury report. Add to the stage. Let me zoom in a little bit in case you guys can't see it. Woj is reporting that OG Anunoby has advanced in his rehab and believes there's a real opti for him to return with the season on the line. Woj also Wojnarowski on Josh Hart's injury. We know he got hurt during the game, as Flea alluded to. Woj says on Hart, almost any movement for Hart stirs pain, including simply coughing and breathing. There's no escaping the pain. By the way, before we tap into OG and how optimistic we are, the length of time to recover from a hamstring strain or tear will depend on how severe the injury is. A minor muscle pull or strain at grade 1 may take a few days to heal, whereas it may take a few weeks or months to recover from a muscle tear, grade 2 or 3. So you heard Woj, we heard a bunch of people reporting that OG Anunoby may play tomorrow, game 7. Josh Hart, the heart of the team, basically. That injury was crazy yesterday, Fleet. When he went, the way he went down, the way he held his stomach, the way he was still in pain on the bench in the second half, that one hurt. That stupid sticker on his stomach, that hurt just to see it. Him being in pain is again, anybody questioning with the whole Tom Thibodeau thing. I never questioned the injuries with Tom Thibodeau. That's silly. But how did you feel when you saw that when Josh Hart bending over like that or hunched over because of the injury?
It's just a gut punch, man. Gut punch. Because that's one of the guys that you don't want to go down, right? That's one of the guys that you know is going to bring it every night. That's one of the guys that is the heart and soul of this New York Knicks team, right? He has found a home with us, and I love him to death. I love everything that he brings to us. So to see him go down was truly, truly disappointing. I thought, I think it's a little more serious than I think they want to tell us right now. Abdominal strain is cool. Him asking out the game, you know, reports of it hurting when you cough and breathe like that. You know, did you break a rib? Did you bruise a rib? It's I'm sure there's something else going on, right? And I'm no doctor, so let me jump out there and say that before they try to kill me and tell. I'm not a doctor, but I do know, like, if that is he doesn't ask to come out of games. He doesn't ask to come out of games, and it was relatively non-contact, meaning Siakam didn't hit him in the midsection. It just looked like it was just a movement, and from there he was the different player now. But big shout out to Josh Hart. He tried to tough it out and really tried to play through it. Really tried to play through it. But that's just another blow, man. Pause. That's just another blow to the Knicks. We getting really deep into the season, right? We in mid-May now, and so everybody is dinged up. And that's really what it's always been. If you can, the healthiest team is usually at the end, obviously the best team, but the best, healthiest team usually wins. And so if you can stay healthy throughout the playoffs and get to that finish line, and be a great team, you got a shot at it. But, it's just like, it's just like a sniper, right? It's like a sniper. And I hope that's not a bad, reference, but it's just they keep sneaking up on us and it just keeps hitting us out of nowhere, So I it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because what we can be as a healthy unit, right? But no excuse. We in game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals, right? We right back here. So let's get to it.
Um, man, I couldn't believe it when he got hurt. I'm just like, cause not in. I wasn't even in shock. I was just like kind of frozen, in denial. Like, nah, it's just everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part when you and all boy asked me, "But who we gonna replace Josh Hart with?" Like, it's production, and I'm like, all he needs is rest. I ain't talking about producing for or anyone replacing his production because there ain't nobody in the league like him. There's nobody in the world like him. He captured our hearts. We as much as we talk about Brunson, as much as I talk about OG, we don't talk about Josh Hart enough.
Nope.
Not enough. That guy, 18 rebounds, 20 rebounds, being like a baby Rodman out there, baby Barkley out there. He finally learned the one thing we always complain about was going coast to coast and everybody just slapping the ball out of his hand, hitting it, going off his knee. He finally learned not to let up his dribble, and just he's gotten better. To the point where
Becoming a better shooter. Like he's elevated his level of shooting. Like
he won us those first 2 games of the Garden of the playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers. He shot 45%, whatever it was. Yeah. 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 Big time. Big time. When you talk about guys again, why they say, Skip Bayless made the clutch gene infamous, but you can't tell me he's not clutch because he don't hit he hit big time shots, but he's just there when the moment matters.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing streaky about his energy, about his effort. There's nothing streaky about it. No
Nope.
disrespect to Hartenstein, but he doesn't have this kind of effort. I mean, this is what we always talk about. Damn, what if he was 6'10"? We always say that. What if Hart was 6'10"?
Huh.
Monster.
He'd be a NBA perennial all-star. Perennial all-star in this league. He'd outplay some of your favorite players
He'd
at
embarrass them.
6'10". He would
He
outplay some of your favorite players at 6'10".
he would embarrass them. And of course, um, you know, the OG thing, I'm
I don't
conflicted
want to
with that
rush him
one.
back. I don't want to rush him back, bro. I don't want to rush him back. I'm sorry to cut you. I don't want to rush this dude back. This is a commodity. This is something that we need going forward, right? We want this guy to work on his game this summer. We don't want this guy to have to rehab. Like, it's different, bro. You understand what I mean? It's different when guys go into the summertime, hurt, banged up, stuff like that. You take a week off, 2 weeks off, whatever, and then you get back in to elevating your game. But for some guys that go into the summertime legitimately injured, now you're working on rehab. Then you start working on getting ready for the season. I want OG to have a summer where he's strictly just working on his game and not having to work on rehabbing from said injury, right? Whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of summer. Julius is gonna have a different kind of summer this summer. Some of it is gonna be rehabbing. He's not gonna be ready to really like start taking his game to another level. He can't work on it. He has to get right. So it's a different approach. Jalen Brunson is going to have the opportunity to be pissed off if he loses to Indy, or be pissed off if he loses to Boston, right? He's going to go into the summertime pissed off and be able to just work on his game. So it's a different. I don't know. I do want to win Game 7, bro. And OG out there, any semblance of him is something better than nothing, especially if we're gonna have a hobble Josh Hart as well. It's tough for me. It's tough for me. It's tough for me. I don't know how. I guess one thing I can't give a definitive answer on because I love the dude.
No, I think you gave a definitive answer. That's again, this is what they talk about upstairs. General managers, the front office. I would think OG's having this conversation with his people. Even though it's kind of the same people, CAA is upstairs in the front office and on his cell phone. But yeah. I think OG is everything you said is correct. You don't want him to just rehab, especially even further injury, because the hamstring thing. I just flashed back to James Harden when he got hurt, and that's when I learned about tearing a hamstring. And with a grade 3 and all that is like, I think I was on Twitter one time and people that used to run were saying, bro, when you tear your hamstring like that, that ain't just, you don't come back next year. That could take some time. And you're playing basketball. It's not like I'm running on a track. Like, that guy's playing basketball and it's James Harden. So you saw the difference.
Completely.
Tearing the hamstring is this is a mild version of it. Hopefully he doesn't do any more of it. And there's a lot of running. It's a lot more, it'll be a lot more responsibility. And with Tibbs, he's a lunatic.
Yeah, just
7-man rotation.
Go get right, OG. Get right. Go get right.
Now the other side to that is Willis Reed moment, Game 7.
Go get right, OG. Go get right.
I'm with you, but he's thinking about that contract, bro. He's thinking about $145, and it's a lot easier for them to go, oh, here you go. We traded for you, like you said yesterday. We traded for you. We gave up our number 3 draft pick, our 6-man, who could have been a 6-man of the year, averages 20, could have been 25 million, whatever it is. We traded them for you. If he goes out and we win Game 7, and he has a lot to do with it, he sits down at the negotiation table and it just looks different. The fans, he sells more jerseys. That's just the movie screen, movie script energy behind it. And it is what it is. Like, you can't.
Here he go.
You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Here he go. Here he go.
If you're OG, are you thinking about that?
Bro, him probably not. OG probably not.
What?
Probably not. Him probably not. He's probably.
Why are you saying him? No,
because I just think that the dude is legitimately just trying to get healthy, right? Number one. Number two, I also think he's probably under the impression that he's done enough to make sure that that deal is going to come from us. Like, he's done more than enough. I don't think that there should be any speculation on if we should be re-signing OG Anunoby. I don't think there should be any speculation unless You have a surefire replacement plan to replace what he does, or collectively what he does, then, like I said, once you make that trade for RJ, and once you trade RJ and IQ for him, you basically re-signing him right there. So
Okay.
I don't think. Lastly, I just don't think Game 7 he has to put himself in position to potentially not even be ready for next year. Let's say something goes wrong and he's not ready for next year. Like, because I fully expect us as a team next season to, now there'll be expectations on the Knicks. So
I'm okay. I guess I can understand you saying if I'm OG, you traded me from Toronto, I'm here. 15. Thank you, Shaquan. 15-2 record to remind everybody.
yep.
In January with OG and Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson wasn't even there yet.
Best team in
Um,
basketball in January. Best team in basketball.
Also, if he has anyone in his corner that sounds like me, all he needs is me on his phone. Like, look what the fans think. Look what they were saying a month ago. Um, okay, I gotta. You're more grounded, right? So you're gonna say if I'm sitting at the negotiation table and I'm his agent, bro, I've done enough, and y'all kind of put yourself in a corner. Like, ain't no way you can't give me this deal.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
because how creative you gonna get this summer? Do you want to pull up the 2024 free agent list and really look? Because if you wanna take your chances and see, let OG test the market, I promise you do not want him to land in Philly, Indiana,
That's if he
Milwaukee.
that's if he turns down the deal because he has a play
I'm
option.
just saying, you don't want him to walk and actually be on another team that he's gonna help elevate. So I love him on our team. We need to do everything we can for him to remain uh, a New York Knick. We need to do everything.
So Precious Achua, Kyle Anderson, Denise is Antetokounmpo,
He tore his Achilles. He's done.
which is crazy, right? People that jokes are crazy. Mo Bamba, Batum. I don't think they have. Well, I don't know. We would have been at the top. Yeah, so he's not a free agent
But he, like I
or
said, like
restricted.
I said, he got the option.
There's
Remember?
an option. Sadiq Bey,
So he
but like
might opt. He might just opt in. It might not jam us up yet. We might have to worry about re-signing him, next year, or give him the extension.
Brand. What do you think about Brandon Boston?
Good young player. Really good young player.
DeMar DeRozan.
Like I said, we need to be looking at a bigger guard. We need a bigger guard.
Smoking because DeRozan brings the ball up a lot too, and he's just
We need a bigger guard that could exploit matchups. Like,
he's you know what it is about DeRozan also he's a sturdy guard. Like you give him the ball, they're not ripping him. There is no. I feel confident with him bringing the ball up. I'm not always confident in Josh Hart and DiVincenzo. They are, but DeRozan is like a big like he kind of intimidating too. Don't
that's
touch
what I'm
me.
saying. We need a bigger guard, bro. We need, and I'm talking about in size and stature, height. Like, we need a bigger guard. And not saying he has to take DiVincenzo's spot, like a DeRozan would come in and he would play ahead of DiVincenzo. But even if we don't do that, we need a bigger guard that could score the ball.
We'll keep looking. Anybody else? Let me see the chat real quick. Nobody says anything else.
So, like I said,
If y'all got a suggestion, please.
re-sign OG Anunoby. That's the
That,
suggestion. That's
that's
the
the,
suggestion.
that's the only option according to Flea.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
Stop playing these games.
Give him his money. It
Let me look
works.
up. Was it? OG gonna give it a shot. Oh, see, I didn't have the coward thing ready. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get to our guy, my new favorite podcaster. People gonna think I'm laughing, so I'm joking. Please don't be disgusted. Who you put on the screen? Who are you putting on the screen, Fabian? Here, Fabian goes. I'm gonna disgust and shock the world right now. My new favorite podcaster, Rashad McCants, giving the Gills Arena the business.
Okay.
Bro, everybody is locked in. So the context the context you're talking about is he's overstepping, he's over talking. He just wanting to be controversial about saying it's a fluke.
Brunson's
really
Draymond. Brunson's gonna need his bag.
It's not irrelevant at all. So it's like, what are you talking about a fluke?
Brunson extension eligible right this summer.
Play in.
Brunson gonna need a bag.
Looking
Julius
3 years
Randle.
ahead is like,
It's whack. Like, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, but Draymond not getting out the player has nothing to do with
Yeah, it is because
no,
you're sitting up there with the panel and you're making all the fans look at you like, why is you hating, bro? What you talking about? We a fluke. We got here. We're here.
Like coming up.
But Draymond can call. But listen, Draymond
money.
But I feel like Draymond is in a position where he can call that shit a fluke.
We can call that shit a fluke because we ain't.
Then they should try and break the team up to prevent the logjam that's coming.
He's saying that
next year nothing.
DiVincenzo's under contract through 2027.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, but Draymond call that shit a fluke.
And that Blazers squad
situation where this team got this far, but it'll never happen again.
which I think
a lot got to do with market.
I mean, technically, that could be more of a factual thing than not, because you got Embiid if he's healthy, then you got the Bucks if they're healthy, so it could happen.
That sounds like a hypothetical.
It's not.
That sounds like a hypothetical to me.
I said,
and that's because they go back and forth about being hypothetical. I like the show because they're entertaining, but he basically goes. They're talking about Draymond Green calling us a fluke. And I just saw the part recently today where McCants goes, okay, but so they're a fluke because of what? Like, what is he talking about? Like, you're going to talk about the Embiid injuries. Well, the Knicks are injured. Like, you're playing hypothetical games. It's like, so how? I don't understand. They got to the second round. They're about to go to the Eastern Conference Finals without any of their guys. So you give everyone else credit for not showing up. Like, and this is. And Gilbert Arenas is the loudest voice, one of the loudest voices in basketball media. And McCants, you know how we feel about McCants. He's the only one in there with some logic. Well, and I guess I'm taking it personal because it's the Knicks. But now I know he's just like, bro, what are you talking about?
I'm tired of this. I'm sorry. I'm so tired of trying to explain how we are a legitimately good basketball team. Like, I'm getting sick of people dissecting whether this is real or not. Listen, every year in the playoffs, injuries happen and it changes the course of things, right? We can go back in history. Every year in the playoffs, guys get hurt and it changes the course of what may or may not happen. So, like, every champion in the NBA, it takes a little bit of luck. If you don't think so, just go back and look. Just go back and look. Anytime just a little bit. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rules, so don't kill me. But I'm just saying, to continue to act like now you got to put all these stipulations and this happened and that happened and this happened. So what? We are a 2 seed. We won 50 games. We're here for a reason. We're supposed to be here. It is what it is. Like, tired of, trying to explain to guys that, we've done the right things. We've bought in. We've defended. We've rebounded. Guys have played at a higher level. What do we always want guys to do? When injuries happen, we want guys to step up. Guys have stepped up. Everybody's done their job. Tibbs has been flexible with his offense, with his defense. Like, things have worked well for the New York Knicks. I don't understand how we're still having conversation on if this is sustainable or not. We were there last year. The year before, we missed the playoffs. Bad year. The year before that, we were in the 3 of the last 4 years, we've been in the playoffs. How do you attach fluke to what we are doing and building? It's weird. It's weird. Stop it. Cut it out. I understand people are getting a chance to talk about the Knicks, so now we're going to do this. Talk about what we're doing on the basketball court.
The fact that we're a game away from the Eastern Conference Finals, and Jalen Brunson, he and the Knicks have gotten 2 victories without all of their other best players. Like Josh Hart, we were just praising him. We were just praising him to death. And he's maybe the 4th or 5th best player on the team. So, like, he's missing his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th best players. Jalen Brunson is. And he's still considered not a 1A. They don't think he can lead a team. I don't know what people are saying anymore. I don't know what they would say if they were on the same team. But it's actually, because Dime always says, shout out to Dime.
Big shout out to Dime.
That I'm biased towards the big man. And it's making me rethink basketball history. Did the Atlanta Hawks, and maybe I'm veering off, but maybe I know Fleet would appreciate this. Did the Atlanta Hawks do the right thing by scheming or strategizing their off defense around Mutombo in the late 90s instead of Mookie Blaylock? Because if you watch the Bulls, they didn't have a big man. They didn't have a shot blocker. They went crazy on the perimeter, and you had Pippen, B.J. Armstrong. You had Ron Harper there for the second three-peat, and Michael Jordan was allowed to go crazy. He overplays a lot if you watch, and he's like Westbrook will remind you of him when he's doing bad. Like when he's doing, you can see the similarity. But he's allowed to do that because the rest of these guys on the perimeter are going crazy defensively. Did we overlook perimeter defensive play? And I'm saying that because we're just automatically writing off Brunson's last 2-3 seasons because of, we go back to the last 40 years. How many times has the point guard led these teams to the NBA Finals? And they love to omit Isaiah Thomas. They love to do this. Who should have went to 4 straight? Who could have won 3 straight?
Who could have won 3 straight? Yep.
They love to omit that part because they know that they're missing the little man who won during the dynasty era, the hardest time to win, where you had to have a team that really balanced you out. And it's the same thing again going back to Jalen Brunson. It's making me rethink basketball history. Maybe you mother lovers got it all wrong to begin with. The perimeter guy can affect the court way differently. Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen, all these guys, hold on, they're the point of attack. Let's kind of do things, tweak this out. We don't really need a shot blocker. We can kind of stop you from getting your offense started. And OG Anunoby's another guy on this list. Perimeter guy, though. He can rim protect a little bit. The Miami Heat, the early 2010s, they exploited this. Jalen Brunson's making me rethink basketball history. You guys are all like, because of how wrong you guys are and how much you're proving that you really don't watch anything to respond to. There's no way you're watching the Knicks and you go, hey, what do they really do? Brunson can't do what all these other teammates are capable of doing. That's why it's such a great balance. He can't do what Anunoby does. He can't do what Hart does. He can't do what Randall does with the fouling and just playing 48 minutes a game if he wanted to. He can't do what Mitchell Robinson does. He can't. So people don't even realize the pieces on this team that are so great, that are actually dominant. Brunson is dominant on the offense. OG is dominant on the defense. Mitchell Robinson was a dominant offensive rebounder and a dominant defensive player. And we're overlooking that all because Brunson is small. And because the rest of sport and the NBA history told you that, 3 out of 4 championships belong to people that weren't led by point guards?
And the Knicks are easy pickings. It's easy to to kick the Knicks because we've always been bad. So it's extremely hard for people to digest what's going on with us right now. And we need to really be honest about that. It's hard for people to digest. People are joking through it. Some people are jumping on the bandwagon. I see people posting about the Knicks now that were kicking the Knicks in the back for the longest. I'm not even gonna call their names on here because they don't even deserve it. Because it's disgusting behavior. I see it. I see what's going on. I don't like it. Because none of y'all were talking about Knicks. You were kicking us in the back, calling us a joke. And now y'all posting and bragging, talking about see you at the parade. I will trip you if I see you at the parade. Like, no. Nah. I don't. It's very hard for people to digest what's going on with us. And listen, I think we're in a great position, man. Game 7, Eastern Conference semis. Leave it all out there at the Garden. That's going to be the biggest party in New York City tomorrow. The biggest party in New York City is tomorrow in the Garden for 2.5 hours. It's going to be insane in there. Everybody you know will be in the building to watch Game 7 tomorrow. Ain't nothing like Game 7 on a Sunday, so I'm looking forward to it.
All ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.